morning, and welcome to this week's edition of Marquette in Motion. We're your hosts, Miranda Peters
and Hallie Kilberg. The school year is now in full swing, and with that comes many academic rigors. Homework, tests, and projects, just to name a few. I don't know about you, Miranda, but there's a lot to do each night.
I agree, and the work comes after a full day of school, cross-country practice, studying, and then play practice. Well, we'll give you the details on all these activities another time, but yeah, many high school students definitely have a full schedule.
Speaking of homework and tests, how about we give our listeners a little pop quiz so that they can fully enjoy the test-taking experience?
Sounds good. So everyone, get out your pencil and papers.
Or for our techie listeners, open a Word document or use voice text, and let's see if you can answer these test questions.
Okay, question 1 comes from our chemistry classroom. The nucleus of a hydrogen atom consists of how many protons and how many neutrons?
All right, and question number 2 is from our geometry class. Two obtuse angles add up to 309 degrees. Angle A is twice the size of angle B. What are the angle measures of A and B?
Here's question 3. You'll need to know your saints for this one. Who's known for this quote? If you judge people, you have no time to love them. If you need a hint, this person's birth name was Agnes.
And next we have some English for you. Find the infinitive in this sentence. He couldn't wait to run in the cross-country meet over the weekend.
And last question is in the fun spirit of Mr. Kaiser's riddles at the end of the day. Why can't a man living in California be legally buried in New York, even if it's left as an instruction in his will?
All right, I hope you got those. The answers will be coming up in segment 2. If you didn't get them all, don't feel bad. That's exactly what the Homework Center is for. And here to tell us more about that is our very own Katherine Heimbuck.
This year, Marquette Catholic is instituting a new concept, the Homework Center. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 3:10 until 4:30, students in grades 5 through 12 can enter the Media Center to do homework, read a book, or simply relax quietly. Teachers are available to help with any homework questions that arise, and attendance is taken so that parents can ensure their child's whereabouts. Mrs. Storm, our high school math teacher, oversees the Homework Center and commented, "It is a structured time that students have to get help from the teachers." As a student who lives out of town, the Homework Center is a place to get extra homework done and to be able to stay after school for later school activities. The Homework Center has a sense of quiet and respect, enabling students to get more work done rather than being in a teacher's room where they can still converse or be distracted. The Homework Center is open from the end of school until 4:30 p.m. During this time, essentially every teacher from every subject is at the Homework Center or still in their classroom available to help if needed. When teachers are not helping the many students staying in the Homework Center, they are doing exactly what their students are doing, getting their work done too. The Homework Center seems to be very successful thus far. Thank you to the teachers for volunteering their time after school to help our students continue to succeed. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Katherine Heimbuck. Stay tuned. Marquette in Motion will return after this commercial break.
All right, here are the answers to the pop quiz from segment 1.
Number 1. How many protons and how many neutrons does the nucleus of a hydrogen atom contain? The answer is 1 proton and 0 neutrons.
Number 2. Angle A is twice the size of angle B. What are the angle measures of A and B? The answer? Angle A is 206 degrees and angle B is 103 degrees.
Number 3. Who is the saint with the birth name Agnes, who was the author of this powerful quote? If you judge people, you have no time to love them. That saint is Mother Teresa, canonized as Saint Teresa of Calcutta on September 4th, 2016.
Number 4, the infinitive of the sentence is to run.
Number 5, and last but not least, why can you not bury someone in New York if they're living in California? The answer is because if they're living, they don't get buried.
Thanks for playing along. Up next is our very own Spencer Huxmeyer, who happens to be buried in questions. His first question reads, what does the average high schooler's schedule look like each day?
Our day starts at 8:05 in the morning with homeroom. During homeroom, attendance and lunch count are taken. A student shares a prayer, the student creed is read, and Mr. Kaiser shares announcements and a joke. After homeroom, students have 2 classes, each lasting approximately an hour. There's a small break period during which students can enjoy snacks from home, or they can support Marquette Student Council and purchase snacks from the Snack Shack. After snack time, 2 more classes ensue. Then, it's lunchtime, everyone's favorite part of the day. And after our 5th class, we have a 15-minute reading time, followed by the 6th class of the day. We end the day with a prayer and a pun.
The next question is from a student who asks, I have practice right after school. Am I still able to go to the homework center?
The homework center is open from after school until 4:30. So depending on the exact start of your practice, you may have a chance to attend for part of the time. The great news is our teachers are also available throughout the day, and they are very good at answering emails.
Our final question today reads, I wasn't able to attend open house, but I'd still like to purchase the Marquette calendar. How do I go about purchasing one?
If you did in fact miss the open house but would still like a calendar, you can contact our secretary, Miss Pataska, at 872-3356, and she can get you one. Each calendar costs $15, with the proceeds going to the PTO.
The great thing about the calendar is that it includes not only pictures of students in each grade from K through 12, but also includes school activities. Justina Denlinger is here to tell us about one of those activities that occurred yesterday.
Our middle school students, those in grades 6 through 8, celebrated their renewal day on Friday, September 23rd at the St. John Retreat Center south of Bellevue. 45 students participated in the renewal day, and the theme of the day was, We Are Companions on the Journey. The middle school students were invited to dress for the day as if they were going on vacation. Some of the day's activities included small group discussions, relay races, an obstacle course experience, large group discussions, and some quiet time to reflect on the discussions of the day. Mrs. Carol Feller, Marquette's theology teacher, organized the event. If you know a Marquette 6th, 7th, or 8th grader, encourage him or her to tell you all about the day. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Justina Denlinger. Stay tuned, Marquette in Motion will return after these messages.
Welcome back to Marquette in Motion. Next up are Sam Peters and Jonathan Herrick, who are here to talk sports in their weekly Sports and Updates report.
Thanks, Hallie. The Marquette cross-country teams have had another great week of running, competing at the Bellevue Invitational this past week. The boys' team ran in the hot, humid conditions, placing third behind Calmus Wheatland and Bellevue once again. The girls continued their winning streak, placing first above the competition. Top 10 finishers were Hallie Kilberg in second, Annika Frank at 7th, and Alyssa Kramer at 9th. Great job, girls. The Marquette teams also run today at Anamosa, but we will have those results for you next week.
Thanks, Sam. Last weekend on September 17th, Marquette hosted their annual volleyball invitational tournament. 3 other teams participated, including Bellevue, Prince of Peace, and Rivermont Collegiate. Marquette's varsity took second place overall, losing to Bellevue in the final game. Marquette also played at home this past Tuesday against Cedar Valley Christian. All 3 of Marquette's teams were able to leave the MEC with a victory. And finally, the girls' volleyball team also traveled to Central City this past Thursday. Marquette's teams won 2 out of the 3 games, with the freshman-sophomore team and varsity winning their games. We look forward to yet another exciting week of Marquette sports.
Also this week, students and staff from Marquette, as well as the community, had the opportunity to vote for Tori Mickle as the Telegraph-Herald Athlete of the Week. We are pleased to announce that she won the nomination, and is well deserving of it for her success at swimming.
And as a reminder, Marquette students will be having an early out this Wednesday, September 28th, for professional development.
For Marquette in Motion, this has been Sam Peters.
And Jonathan Herrick, with your Marquette Sports and Updates report.
Thanks, guys. Now with the Marquette in Motion interview for this week, here is Kelsey Gerlach and Brooklyn Moore.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brooklyn Moore.
And I'm Kelsey Gerlach.
And today we'll be interviewing Mr. Meetinger.
Hello, Mr. Meetinger. What did you, your wife, and your 3 kids do over the summer? Well, this summer was very busy for the Meetinger household because obviously during the month of July we had our third child, Carter. We were very blessed to have him in our life. But on top of that, Mrs. Meetinger was actually finishing up her master's degree, and so she has all of that finished. And then on top of that is just normal family time. Our family loves to camp, so we try to fit in camping and any other family stuff, like we visited the River Museum and their dinosaur exhibit. Jonathan and Alyssa love that. So yeah, it's just family time this whole summer.
Well, I'm glad you had a busy but fun summer. Okay, so what's your position at Marquette?
My position here is the Technology Integration Specialist, or you can just call me the Tech Director.
That sounds cool. So what does your job involve?
Well, the part that everybody knows about is keeping up with all the Chromebooks, keeping them fixed, making sure that they run, hopefully no complaints from the students, and if there are any, that I get them fixed. But the part that people don't see is keeping the network up and running, the Wi-Fi going, making sure there's always internet connection, servers running, the computers for our camera system, our door system. Basically, somebody described it once as if there's a wire attached, it's my job, and so I got to keep it running.
Have you always shown an interest in computers or career with computers?
Well, since I started teaching music here, and I did that for 7 years, obviously not quite my major interest, but what really caught my eye with computers was 4 years ago now, we had somebody come in and explain the idea of a technology integration specialist and helping our teachers figure out the new technology that's out there. And that really piqued my interest, is helping my fellow peers. And so from there, it grew to just hands-on work, which I've always done my whole life, whether it be computers or cars or motorcycles or whatever. I just like the hands-on work part of it.
Okay, Kelsey, I think, has one last question for you.
So back to you, your wife, and kids. What is it like to work in the same facility as your wife?
I've actually gotten that question quite a few times, and believe it or not, it's not as big of a deal as what people make it. More or less because my office is way over here in the junior high school building, and she's way over on the second floor of the elementary. I don't often have dealings with her, I guess, during the day. The biggest thing would be when we go home, she has to listen to all my stories about how this student, broke their Chromebook, or this student fell on their Chromebook, or sat on it, or stepped on it. So she has to listen to all that, and I get to listen to some of her third grade stories. So in that aspect, it's been good because I have somebody to talk to about what happens here at school.
Well, that's good. Okay. So I hope you have a good rest of the school year, not too many broken Chromebooks. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Brooklyn Moore
And Kelsey Gerlach
with Tell Us More.
Thanks for reporting, everyone.
And thanks for tuning in. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Miranda Peters
And Hallie Kilberg.
And remember, everyone, stay informed, stay involved, and stay
In motion.